And the voice message below is to my son in Melbourne, who's very frum, and his wife is the daughter of Rabbi Label Wolf. Coming to you next. There's an interesting email I've just copied you about a question I put out in the email to you. God bless you, Boyki. Have a great day. Gavin, when I tell you about my eldest grandson, I'm not bragging to you like a typical grandfather. He entered a Chabad competition for school children. There were over 6,700 kids who applied. He was in their top 50 worldwide. Now, in every generation, there are apparently 36 people who would merit becoming the Messiah, obviously of God's choosing when the people are behaving themselves. Now, why am I excited about my grandson? He was blessed by his father in Jerusalem, so he must stand a good chance. I'm not biased, I just think I'm blessed.
Hello, Rabbi.
How are you, Dave?
Fine, you. Shavua Tov.
And to you.
Thanks. Could you make the text bigger, please, Rabbi?
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's the normal size I always have. I don't know why.
It's
Why
very.
it's showing smaller by you.
I'll have to lean into the screen.
You can do it yourself, David.
I'm just looking to see where. That's
You
what I
go to
was
view options and then zoom. Zoom
oh,
ratio,
yeah.
you see it?
Okay, yes, yes.
So click on zoom ratio and then you can go to whatever suits you.
Yeah.
Where is that?
At the top, view options.
Yeah, that's much better. Thank you.
All right.
Yo, good, thank you.
Always.
Except that now it's showing me the Hebrew side and very little of the other. Very little of the English.
Rabbi, hi everyone.
Hello, Kent. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Rabbi. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Why have I lost my screen? I was trying to help Dave and now I lost my own screen.
Okay.
Hello, Rabbi. Hi, guys.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Kent, how's your op?
No, all good. All good, thanks. Yeah, just a slit throat, otherwise fine. Thank you.
Good, good.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I got a hectic day, so I'm going to climb right into it. I take it you have been on the subject before I arrived, so we carry on with Tumas Midrash. And Midrash, by definition, sorry, I lost the thing again. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so we're talking about Kalim. Okay, this is the laws of Kalim, chapter 26. The good news is that before this week is out, you'll be out of Kalim and you'll be into the laws of the mikveh, which is more interesting. So hang in there. So the following rules apply to wooden Kalim, utensils that are fit to serve as supports that were permanently affixed to a wall and a building. So midras means it's got to be some kind of a utensil, which is like something we sit on or something we move, and a support. So here we're talking about different situations where the utensil has been either damaged or changed or whatever, and the Rambam will discuss how that affects its status regarding tumah and regarding becoming pure again. So, followed by the wooden kalim fit to serve as supports that were permanently affixed to a wall in a building. If they were fixed in a wall but nothing was built upon them, or something was built upon them but they were not permanently attached to the wall, they are still susceptible to midras impurity as before, because they are inherently support kind of utensil. If they are fixed to the wall with nails and then one built over them, then they are pure and it will not be considered a midras. Similarly, if a mat was placed over beams, if it was affixed, but a ceiling was not built over it, or a ceiling was built, but it was not affixed, it is still susceptible to midras impurity. If it was affixed and a ceiling was built over it, it is pure, and it's no longer acting as a support. When one of the legs of a bench was removed, it's still susceptible to midras impurity. If the other leg is also removed, it is pure. So it can no longer be a support because it's not, can't stand on its own 2 feet, hasn't got 2 feet. If, however, it is a handbreadth high, it is susceptible to midras impurity. Okay, handbreadth meaning a fist, or we call in Hebrew a tefach. 3, when the ornamental coating of a bride's chair was removed. So, you see today in religious chuppahs around the world, by the badekin, when the chosin comes to veil the bride, they often have a beautiful floral background, like a whole decor arrangement around the bride's chair or behind the bride's chair. It looks very beautiful. She doesn't get to see it because it's behind her, but it looks nice. So when the ornamental coating of a bride's chair was removed, it is pure. If the coating of a chair did not project outward and was removed, the chair is still susceptible to midras impurity because it is the ordinary practice to turn it on its side and sit on it. So even if it can't be used in the normal way, it's certainly, I guess in those days they weren't so fussy. If you turned over a chair on the side and at your Shabbos table, your mother would have something to say to you. But it's still practically sittable. So it is still by definition, is still can be a utensil of some support, even though it's not in its normal manner of use. When the coating of a chair was removed and it is still fit to be sat upon, if it is susceptible to impurity. If 2 of its coatings, one next to the other, removed, it is pure. Let me see. if I have any notes on that one, because I'm not sure why it stops being a support if the coatings are removed. I don't have any notes here, I'm sorry. 5. When the upper portion of a closet is removed, it is still impure because of the lower portion, because that lower portion is fit to use as a support. If the bottom portion removed, it is impure because of the upper portion. They're both removed, the side frames are pure. So again, if you're taking it apart and it doesn't have the normal means of being a utensil that is supportive to put things onto or hang things up from, then it loses its status. 6, when a chest is broken open at its side, it is susceptible to midas impurity and other types of impurity because it is still fit to sit on. And indeed, everyone sits on it. Yeah, people sit on chests all the time. Even today, it's people have decorative chests in their lounges or even in their master bedrooms, and people do sit on them. If it was broken open from above, that's different. On the side, it's okay, but on the above, it is a problem. It is pure with regard to midras tumah, for it is no longer fit to sit on it because it's broken. It is, however, susceptible to other impurities because it is still a receptacle. So it doesn't lose its status as a keli, as a utensil. It does, however, lose its status as a supportive utensil. If it is broken open from below, it is then pure from all types of impurity because now it's no longer a utensil. If you put something in, it's going to fall out on the bottom. So it's not a container. It can't contain anything. It's got a hole on the bottom. The rationale is that even though it's still possible to sit on like a chair, since its fundamental purpose was to serve as a receptacle to contain things, and that fundamental purpose is nullified because the bottom has come out, its secondary purpose is not considered significant. Its drawers are subject to impurity and are not considered as joined to it. So the drawers have a separate status, independent. Similarly, a basket that serves as a dispenser, which is broken open to the extent that it cannot hold pomegranates, is entirely pure, even though it's still fit to serve as a support. I mean, come on, guys. What kind of basket can't hold pomegranates? Please. So the rationale is that its fundamental purpose was to serve as a receptacle, and since that fundamental purpose has been nullified, the secondary purpose is also nullified, as we just said in number 6, the same exact logic, which makes quite good sense to me. A mixing trough made from wood in which building materials and gypsum are mixed. Okay, the builders are mixing their concrete or something there. Is not susceptible to midas, even though it is other forms of impurity. I guess it was not used to sit on. When a kneading trough used to knead dough that holds between 2 lugin and 9 kabin, those are measurements and amounts of, I'll tell you here, a log is 344 cc and 600 cc according to the Chazon Ish, who is stricter. And a kab is 4 logs. So you can work it out. So if it's been cracked to the extent that one cannot wash even 1 foot in it because of the crack, it is still susceptible to midras impurity. Why? Rationale is that most likely will be turned upside down and sat upon because of its size and because of its cracks. So it can't be used to do what it was made to do, but it can be used as a seating utensil. If the cracked kneading trough was left in the rain until its wood swelled and the crack closed, it is no longer susceptible to midras impurity, for in its present state it is fit to knead dough, and initially that was its purpose. It is susceptible to other types of impurity if afterwards one left it exposed to the east wind and the crack opened, it becomes susceptible to midas impurity again, and is pure with regard to other types of impurity. So again, the question is it used for its original purpose as a kneading trough, or is it just going to be used as a utensil to sit on or something? 8, when a large kneading trough that can hold more than 9 kadin that was damaged and cannot hold pomegranates was prepared to be sat upon, it is pure even from midras impurity until the corners were trimmed. Why? One's intent does not have an effect on the status of a large kneading trough that was damaged unless one performs an actual deed. You do something to make it fit for that purpose. If he made it a feeding trough for animals, it is susceptible to all types of impurity, even if it was affixed to a wall. So again, just to go back to intent, it was damaged, and it was prepared to be sat upon, but sounds like it wasn't yet sat upon. It'll be pure even from midras impurity because it has not yet become a seating utensil. When the two long, and intent does not change the status. When the two long sideboards of a bed were removed after the contracted impurity and new sideboards were made for it, but the holes used to attach the sideboards to the headboards were not changed, the bed, including the new sideboards, remains impure. Even if the new sideboards are broken, the bed is still impure. If the old sideboards are broken, it is pure because the status of the entire bed depends on the old sideboards. So if the old sideboards are broken, then it's no longer a bed. So it's not subject to midras. When a bed had contracted midras and a short board and its two legs were removed, it is still impure because it still has the form of a bed, even if it looks a bit odd. If one of the sideboards and its two legs were removed, it is pure. That's not a bed. I don't know what it is, but it's not a bed. If one cut off two of the corner posts of a bed on a diagonal, cut off two of the bedposts by a handbreadth on a diagonal, handbreadth by handbreadth, tefach by tefach squared, or reduce their size to less than a handbreadth, the bed is considered as broken and it is pure. So he cut off the corner posts or cut off the bedposts significantly, it's broken and it's no longer a bed. If one of the sideboards were broken and fixed, the bed is still considered as a primary source of impurity as it was before. If also the second side was broken and fixed, it is free of midras impurity. It is, however, impure because it touched the support to which the zov imparted impurity. So it's free from midras, but not from other tumah. If one was not able to fix the first before the second was broken, the bed is pure. So if both are broken, then it's not a bed anymore. When a bed had contracted midras impurity or other types of impurity, and then half of it was stolen or lost, or brothers or partners divided it, it is pure. It is like a broken kli, a broken utensil. If it was put back together, it is susceptible to impurity in the future. It is like someone who made a kli, a utensil, from the broken pieces of impure kalim, impure utensils. The new keli is pure and is susceptible to impurity in the future. So if you put something together, a new thing from an old one becomes like a new utensil. The following laws apply when the components of a bed were taken apart. If one sideboard and two bedposts, or one headboard or footboard and two bedposts were broken, it's still impure because it can be propped against the wall and slept upon. Okay, especially if you're going camping. Even when an entire bed contracted impurity, if it was immersed component by component, it is pure. Which means you don't have to dunk the whole bed in the mikveh at once. Not every mikveh can contain a whole bed. The average mikveh is actually smaller than the bed. When one takes a bed apart to immerse it, a person who touches its cords is pure. Maybe the cords are what we call the springs of the mattress. Don't suppose they had mattresses like we have today. We're much more sophisticated. Okay, ready for the quiz, guys? If one of the legs of a bench are removed, is the bench still susceptible to impurity?
Yes, it is.
Shkeach. When an entire bed becomes impure, can it be purified by taking it apart and immersing each part on its own?
Yes.
We just said that now.
Yeah.
When a large kneading trough that was damaged to the extent that it cannot hold pomegranates is set aside to be used as a seat, is it susceptible to impurity?
No.
No.
I would agree. No.
Right, we said intent alone is not sufficient. It has to actually have been used for that. And finally, if a chest is broken, does it remain susceptible to impurity? So that depends. We learned, is it broken from the top, from the side, from the bottom? Remember? So let's look at these options.
I think it's number 2.
Yeah, I agree. Number 2.
I haven't finished reading them all yet. Give me a second.
Oh, sorry.
No. Number 2, I think.
Number 2.
Yeah. What a team. What a team. Well done, guys. Proud of you.
Rabbi.
Thank
you,
you,
Rabbi.
Rabbi.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
A week.
Bye.
Sei gesund. That was short and sweet. God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.